Hello and welcome to Nationwide and the network service of the NTA. We're live in Abuja. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hawa Salihu Adama. Just a reminder that you can follow these news broadcasts live on our website, nta.ng/live, on YouTube, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Twitter handle at NTA News Now and Facebook page, NTA Network News, as well as Instagram on NTA Network for updates. We start with agriculture today, as $120 million have been estimated as development cost for the entire value chain of sugarcane production, projected to be cultivated on 10,000 hectares of land in Nigeria. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeni Adebayo, revealed this at the State House weekly briefing. Over now to Elizabeth Omori.
Analyzing the Sugar Master Plan to the media, the minister explained that the Federal Executive Council in 2012 approved the implementation of the Nigeria Sugar Master Plan and adopted it as government's strategic roadmap to facilitate self-sufficiency in sugar production.
Our annual demand for sugar for industrial and domestic use is 1.75 million metric ton. We have attained self-sufficiency in refining raw sugar with an installed capacity of 3 million metric ton, but still have to import about 1.7 million ton of raw sugar to feed the refineries. In order to substitute the importation of 1.7 million metric tons annually, Nigeria needs to develop 250,000 hectares of land.
The Nigeria Sugar Master Plan, the minister hinted, will eliminate the annual import demand of raw sugar and fuel to the tune of more than $700 million.
NSMP contains fiscal and investment incentives designed to stimulate demand and attract new investors to the industry. The NSMP specifies roles for the public and private sectors. While the government provides a conducive policy environment, which includes the technical expertise to produce and process sugarcane.
He identified insecurity, illegal occupation of lands, and recurring communal hostilities as factors hampering the growth of the sector. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
And the Ministry of Justice and other judicial organs are working to stem the tide of conflicting judgments in Nigeria's judicial system. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, gave the assurance while declaring the 2021 media conference organized by the National Association of Judiciary Correspondents in Abuja. Austin Anyebe reports.
One issue that gave the judiciary a bad image in the year 2021 was the conflicting judgments delivered by some judges across the country on political matters. Though judges involved were interrogated and faced panels, Attorney General Minister of Justice says the trend is being checked.
It has been our desire to turn the tide of conflicting judgments and imploring due diligence in judicial process. Our struggles in the fee and ID case symbolize the due diligence policy of the federal government.
He said as the 2023 elections approach, such trend, if allowed, will undermine the integrity of the conduct of the elections. He tasked the media to shun character assassination of personalities, hate speech, and fake news as currently being championed by some journalists in the country.
Many who relied on some unprofessional information disseminators will be taken aback that Malami, that was claimed to have resigned as Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, was still seen in office discharging his functions, including attending to the Federal Executive Council meeting yesterday.
The media conference had in attendance people from all other organs of the judicial system who educated judiciary correspondents on issues that will enhance their reportage of judicial matters.
News is a menace that the media must, curb. And I must commend the NCA. From time to time, whenever I watch the NCA, I see adverts and jingles saying, curb fake news, it can cause violence, it can cause disunity, etc.
There will be so many cases for us to cover. And in such a situation, we need to broaden our knowledge. We need to bring in experts to come and talk to us on the terminologies.
In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
Now to politics. The National Chairman, APC Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Governor Maimala Buni, has denied a purported suspension of some activities initiated and executed by the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee under the acting chairman and Niger State Governor, Mohammed Sani Bello. In a statement, the National Chairman notes that all activities done in his absence remain valid and binding. He calls on party stakeholders to disregard the previous statement discarding the activities of the committee under the chairmanship of the acting chairman. The party calls for supporters' understanding towards a successful convention slated for March 26, 2022. And as the All Progressives Congress, As the All Progressive Congress, APC, prepares for its national convention, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasru State is urging members to close ranks for the success of not only the event but in subsequent polls. The governor handed down the charge at the inauguration of the state's working committee of the party in Lafia. Aliu Tijani completes the report.
A down in APC as new officials of the party in the state take oath of office. State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Abdulkarim Kana administers the oath of office. Governor Abdullahi Sule congratulates them and urges them to work as a team and avoid acrimony aimed at dividing the party.
You swear that you are going to be fair, you are going to be transparent, you are going to be just, you are going to be honest, and of course, there is going to be fear of God in you. These are very strong words that you have sworn to, and I pray that you will continue to do it in that manner.
With the 2023 general elections around the corner, the governor appeals to party members to deliver the party for victory. Former Deputy Governor of the state, Silas Agara, Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullahi, and other chieftains of the party promised to ensure APC sustain the gains in the state.
Nasarawa State is one of the few states in the country where the APC congresses, including the local government election that were held with minimal hitches and virtually no acrimony.
And what we are witnessing today, we usher in a very conducive atmosphere for political activities in the state, especially in our own family, the APC family.
The committee is to run the affairs of the party for the next 4 years. In Lafia, Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
Still staying with politics, the 95th National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party has approved the establishment of a 37-member zoning committee to make recommendations for the zoning of various elective positions for the 2023 general elections. Correspondent Timothy Yusuf reports that the NEC meeting was the climax of the party's 3-day all-organ meeting in Abuja.
It's a combined meeting of National Executive Committee and Board of Trustees. It extensively deliberated on issues of urgent national importance as well as preparations for the 2023 general elections.
No party member should attack another party member. If there are any issues, we have different organs of the party to resolve party differences, because such distractions must not be allowed to continue. And we shall continue with the strong collaboration that we have with the new National Working Committee in the promotion of cohesion and the positioning of our party
are moving forward by the grace of God to win the elections of 2023.
The meeting later went into a closed-door session and ended with a 12-point communique, which, among other resolutions, approved the timetable and schedule of activities of the PDP for the 2023 general elections.
The timetable is all-encompassing, starting from the date of sale of forms up to the point of primaries, as well as submission. It's in line with the guidelines and the timetable and schedule of INEC.
NEC also approved a 50% reduction in nomination fees for youth of age 25 to 30 for various elective positions. It also approved the commencement of sale of expression of interest and nomination forms from Thursday, March 17, 2022. Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
The former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has taken his oath of office as the sixth democratically elected governor of Anambra State. The chief judge of the state, Justice Onoche Anyachebelum, administered the oath of office at the Government House, Awka. Dr. Onyechukwu Ibezim also took his oath of office as the deputy governor. And Lagos is next. Hingino will guide us on more reports on Nationwide. It's over to you.
Wow. There is high optimism that the fluctuation in the price of Jet A1 fuel for aircraft will be resolved soonest, as airline operators are consulting with marketers of the commodity on the adoption of international pricing, which is benchmarked based on average cost price for a period of 1 month. Michael Olaleye reports that in the interim, passengers want a quick resolution to avoid airlines from cutting corners.
Whether rainy or sunny, some people must find a way to fly. This is the situation at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, where, in spite of the lingering crisis surrounding the availability of Jet A1 fuel, passengers are still demonstrating their preference for air transport, although with some discomforts. Within 2 weeks, Idowu Oladipupo has spent about 500,000 naira on airfare while navigating between Lagos, Ibadan, and Abuja. It is an harrowing experience for passengers, but the possibility of total shutdown by airline operators if the fuel situation persists is already creating a nightmare.
We have meeting here, you cannot go because not everybody can really face what is the problem on the road in Nigeria of today.
Next week, I have to travel to Benin, and if there's no flight, well, I won't be able to attend to that meeting. That would, of course, be very regrettable.
The worries of air passengers like Babajide Kolade is different. He's more concerned about safety, which could be worsened with the present situation at hand.
We can't have a situation in which people will start using adulterated or unwholesome aviation fuel. That could bring down a plane.
Aviation fuel marketers are also constrained by forces and events surrounding the ongoing crisis between Ukraine and Russia, but working on a self-sustaining model with airline operators.
It will be a fixed price for a whole month. It doesn't go up or down during the month. So it doesn't matter if the international price goes down, you still pay that amount. It doesn't matter if the international price goes up, you still pay that amount.
In the interim, the NNPC has intervened by setting a benchmark of providing Jet A1 fuel for airlines at a cost of 500 naira per litre. But it is a temporary solution that might not bring down the price of airfare.
Let's begin to look for the common solutions. And one of them is to build an aviation fuel refinery. Akwa Ibom government has promised to do that. And we can start that quickly. And we can also have a smaller, modular refinery anywhere in Nigeria.
Although there seems to be light at the end of the once dark tunnel, but a permanent solution to the fluctuating price of Jet A1, as suggested by respondents, is for airline operators to be given approval or licensed for the importation of the commodity. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NT News.
The ongoing constitutional amendment has recently dominated the airwaves and discussions. Experts say the alteration is a welcome development as the world has evolved, thereby creating the need for new as well as remodeled laws. We, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, having firmly and solemnly resolved to live in unity and harmony as one indivisible and indissoluble nation under God. This signifies the strength of the Nigerian Constitution, the legal document that makes the country a sovereign nation as well as contains the supreme laws of the land. The document is on the verge of experiencing some changes with the ongoing amendment of some sections to meet up with the present realities in various sectors. So far, some bills which border on financial independence for state houses of assembly and the judiciary have gained favor from the lawmakers.
The amendment is also proposing that states can actually generate power and actually translate that. So you can see that we try to decongest the exclusive legislative list so that the state government will be able to go into certain sectors for the purpose of development of the state level.
Out of the items on the decision table, some are not lucky to survive deliberations, even with strong clamor from various groups.
I recall that the National Assembly had to have a retreat where they harmonized those items that they will vote on. And for them to have considered those 5 gender bills and proposed them for voting, I believe that they must trust their colleagues who work on those bills.
Though the 1999 Constitution is presently under review for the 5th alteration, some groups believe the country needs a new constitution to address evolving matters.
The country has so advanced way ahead of the constitution. There are so many issues that have come up, is confronting us right now as a people that the constitution cannot answer.
As the process continues, experts are hopeful that the passed bills will not be truncated but signed into laws. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News, Twitter handle at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates. Time now for our first break, after which Nationwide continues with Salamatu in Kaduna.
157-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan Railway is the first double-track standard gauge railway to be built in West Africa. The Mobolaji Johnson train station is a masterpiece, an infrastructure that is gradually becoming an iconic building in Lagos State. The modern facilities put the station on a world map of train stations. Likewise, other new train stations across the country built to world-class standards. The train and its convenience is indeed an admirable effort, with commendations from Nigerians.
This is a station that we have to commend the federal government for putting a beautiful face, empowering us in Lagos State, not only in economic and political arena.
I can say that I'm really impressed with the infrastructures in place. Kudos to the Minister of Transportations. Kudos to the federal government.
Truly, good things are coming out of Nigeria, and the federal government is deserving of all the applause.
All the thrills and all the action on Nigeria's biggest dance reality show. Glow Battle of the Year is on NTA every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Contemporary times require practical skills to remain competitive and relevant in your organization. Therefore, take advantage of NTA TV College Short Proficiency courses to sharpen your professional skills. Administrative Principles, Processes and Practices. Date 14th March to 8th April 2022. 4 weeks. Modern Trends in Broadcast Media Marketing. Date 14th March to 8th April 2022. 4 weeks. Basic Broadcast Accounting and Auditing. Date 4th April to 15th April 2022. 2 weeks. Audio Engineering Operations and Maintenance. Date 18th April to 29th April 2022. 2 weeks. The course fee for the 4-week course is 180,000 naira and the course fee for the 2-week course is 150,000 naira only. Accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be. As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within, and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NO.
The Gunners continue their push for Champions League action as they face a tricky tie at Villa Park. This Saturday is Aston Villa versus Arsenal on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu, empowered by Integral.
Welcome to Kaduna on Nationwide. Another batch of NPAR beneficiaries in Kaduna State have commenced training program. About 2,800 beneficiaries are selected from the 23 local government areas. Amina Saidu reports.
Among them, 38-year-old visually impaired Camille Aila, who is attending the training for the first time, is hopeful that the program, as a life-changing opportunity, provides a platform for the physically challenged.
I will also use this opportunity to please call on the government. People with disabilities should be please carried along in all aspects of life, especially economic and politics, because we are left behind and we are lacking seriously. Look at the ash economy, just consider what a blind person or someone with disability will be going through.
The scheme is expected to provide financial support to more than 75,000 beneficiaries in the country.
This particular training is the beneficiaries of the NPower exiting training, exits, and to train them and supervise them on how to develop their own business plan in the chosen area of their vocation or business.
This will actually help them to understand on talking of financial management. So not just having money in your hands, but a situation whereby even when that money is in you, you know how it comes to you, rather, you know how to be able to manage it and undertake your own business.
The training dwelt on entrepreneurship development among participants.
I learned some things here about good bookkeeping, whereby it's not all what you get from your business you must spend. You must put it back into the business.
The 5-day training is to engage them on agribusiness, small and medium enterprise scheme. Amina Saidu, NTA News.
And in Cano, Muhammadu Buhari Interchange Bridge in Cano is a legacy project at the heart of the present administration of Kano State, declared by Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje as the first and best of its kind in the country. Our correspondent, Mejama Adamu, standing by at the project site, says it holds promise of adding great value to both intra-city transit and urban beauty of the ancient city. Hello, Mejama. Can you tell us more about this project?
The most densely populated cities in Africa. This naturally translates into large volume of intra-city transit as the communities here engage on their routine activities on daily basis. In addition to that, this location is the gateway to Jigawa and the 6 northeastern states of Borno, Yobe, Bauchi, Gombe, Adama, and Taraba states. As a result of that, on a routine basis, the chaotic traffic situation around this area is at best imagined. As a response to that, the Cano State government embarked on this gigantic project known as the Muhammadu Buhari Interchange Bridge, which contains 3 layers, with a view to injecting sanity into the traffic situation in this ancient city of Cano. I have with me the Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure to shed more light on the importance of this project. What do you have to say, Honorable Commissioner?
Thank you very much. This project is very important to people of Kano State, to people of Northeastern State, and even the neighboring countries, because this is their only gateway to inside the city. So His Excellency, Cardinal Islam Dr. Abdullahi Omar Ganduje, find it very necessary, knowing the difficulty people are experiencing on this project, on this junction.
How realistic is the deadline of September this year?
Very realistic. We hope this project will not reach that time. As you can see, everything is put in place. All the difficult part of the bridge has been completed. The overhead bridge has already been completed.
Wish you the best of success in this project.
Thank you very much.
Well, as you have heard from the horse's mouth, the progress of this project is already ahead of schedule. And everything being equal, residents and visitors into Kano City are assured of smooth transit. Over to you now in the studio.
Thank you, Major Ma, and that completes our package from here over to Hawa in our Abuja studio. Good to see you.
Thank you very much, Salamatu. And here in Abuja, 4 agencies in the Ministry of Interior may soon be placed under the watch of a single governing board. A bill to that effect, forwarded by the executive to the National Assembly, passed second reading during Thursday's plenary in the House of Representatives. The bill seeks the repeal of the existing Nigeria Immigration and Prisons Board Act to enable its replacement by the Civil Defense Corps, Correctional, Federal, Fire and Immigration Services Board Act. The bill made provisions for policy direction to the Corps and services in matters such as appointment, promotion and discipline in conformity with regulations of the public service. Now to the oil and gas sector, where despite efforts by the federal government and the NNPC to ensure adequate supply of petrol across the country, the queues have persisted. Onengie Fineface joins us live now to give an update on the situation within the Abuja metropolis. Onengie, good afternoon to you. If you can hear me, where are you and what is the situation over there?
I can hear you. Good afternoon, Hawa. In Area 3, AA Rano filling station. And the situation is a little promising because coming into the environment earlier, I observed that initial panic, that rancor that characterized the fuel situation at the beginning of this crisis period is no longer there. Yeah, the queue is still there, but there is a sense of orderliness and assurance from the motorists that they can get the product. I tried to interact with the manager of the station who gave me some kind of information I'd like him to share with us as far as what effort the station has been making and, of course, other marketers to make sure that Nigerians get this product when they need it. So can you share with us what the situation has been like in this particular filling station?
It's very orderly and the supply is steady and we run 24 hours. People get their fuel and today the situation is very, very calm. The orderliness is there, and people are very happy getting fuel from a Rano service station. And we're actually trying our best to make sure that people get fuel, especially the 24 hours, really helping people. People that cannot come and queue in the daytime, they come around at the night, they get their fuel freely, you go. So a Rano is really trying, and we appreciate him.
Okay, now the question is, if the stations are running 24 hours, why do we still have queues like this?
Actually, I can't really tell, but as far as Airano is concerned, we receive products every day. And the number of queues is actually reducing.
I observe that you have a truck there. Are you discharging? Do you have products?
We have done discharging and we have enough product on ground to sell.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I also like to share with you the experience of some motorists who have been here for a while trying to get the product. I'm sure before today you tried to get fuel. From the last time you tried to buy petrol and now, what would you say is the situation? Has there been any difference or improvement?
It's been favorable, most especially to, the queue is no longer what it used to be when the fuel crisis started earlier. Now, because of the level of coordination here and, smartness of the manager and himself, talking about coordinating the people on queue, everything has been orderly and the fuel has been coming in. And as they come in, as they come in and go out, everything has been fine. And we have relatively better service here.
Well, thank you for that. I see there's a lady there that says she has been around for a while. Yes. It's okay, thank you. Let me talk to the lady. Let me understand. You've been in a hurry. You want to go. You've been in the station. Is this an experience you want over anytime soon?
Well, I don't know, but if I can tell you what I saw here today, I think there is hope because it's not long I came in and I was able to buy immediately, almost immediately. So, and another thing I want to say about here is the orderliness. It's so calm, unlike what I says. Everything is just.
Let me ask you now, how much do you get your fuel for? How much are you buy? How much did you buy?
How much? 165, the same price. And one good thing about it is that the fuel is okay. If you ask me, the meter is okay. And I didn't spend so much.
Well, the problem is not just petrol. There's also the issue of diesel. Do you have any idea what situation?
I might not be able to talk much on diesel because I don't use diesel. I use petrol.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for your time, madam. Well, how are you? Read it all. The situation is hopeful. That means, well, it's still there. The queue might still be there, but Nigerians have this belief that, this time, especially with the intervention of Mr. President, all of these queues will vanish and people can get their petrol products as and when due. That's the situation here in AA Rano. Thank you for joining me. My name is Onenge Fineface. Back to you, Hawa.
Thank you, Onenge. But before we let you go, I'm glad you talked about the pricing there, but I'll also appreciate if you can move around all the stations, not just this one. Let's know what is happening and also the 24-hour service. Are stations complying with this directive? We would like you to give us an update, maybe later.
Yeah, we'll do that. Although I saw that some stations are not selling, but I'm sure we'll get to know why and get more updates in the course of the day.
Very much. And back here in the studio, in a renewed vigor to make healthcare services accessible and drive investment in the health sector, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has inaugurated the Lancet Nigeria Commission. Elizabeth Omori completes the report.
With an estimated 206 million population and still growing, Nigeria development partners say must reposition future health policies to achieve universal health coverage as Africa works towards 2030 targets. Inaugurating the Lancet Nigeria Commission, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo re-emphasized the importance of domesticating health financing.
And we believe that the health of Nigerians does matter. And we've therefore focused interventions on the people living in the rural areas, women, and of course, vulnerable populations.
Professor Osinbajo also reiterated the need to have a rethink on health security through digitization.
The government should lead the development of standards for the digitization of health records, better data collection, registration, and quality assurance systems.
Key players in Nigeria's health space made recommendations on prioritized health investments.
I want you to look at what we have in place as our health infrastructure today and see how to transform and revolutionize that health infrastructure so that it is responsive to the needs of the people.
You need people from multiple disciplines, including law and anthropology, to come up with the right answers to the myriad of challenges that we face.
Development partners also suggest engaging communities to address issues of vaccination, maternal care, and health financing. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
We still have more reports for you on Nationwide, this time from our Enugu Network Center, and Chineye is on standby.
Hello, Hawa. Welcome to Enugu.
Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Southeast Zone, and other unions in the zone have conducted a peaceful protest to the Enugu State House of Assembly in solidarity with the proposal to amend the 1999 Constitution to accommodate judiciary, legislative, and local government autonomy. Chika Ugo reports that Speaker of the Enugu State House of Assembly assured the unions of their support.
There are three fundamental arms of government in every democratic dispensation: the legislature, judiciary, and executive. Each is expected to function independently. But over the years, the executive arm of government seems to interfere in the activities of other arms of government, and in some cases dictate the tune which is perceived by many to be unhealthy for democracy. Reason for this peaceful protest by Nigerian Labour Congress, Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN, National Union of Local Government Employees, Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, and some other unions in the Southeast. The protesters took to major streets in the metropolis to drive home their demands. Final port of call was the Enugu State House of Assembly, where they clamored for their voices to be heard.
We are here to ask that you use your good offices, you and your members, to support the full autonomy of the local government system, the three arms of government, to all totally independent. If the legislators are independent, sincerely, Mr. Speaker, you know that what is doing in this house will be done better.
Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Edward Ubosi, assured the crowd of the support and approval of the bill by the legislative arm of government in the Southeast.
In 2015, if you recall, Enugu State House of Assembly will pass both local government autonomy. A hand of applause.
It is the belief of many that only when the legislature, judiciary, and local governments are autonomous that meaningful development can be experienced. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Indigent women in Abia State are leveraging on the federal government's grants empowerment program to expand their businesses. Over 11,000 women from the affinity groups of the Nigeria for Women project in 3 local government areas in the state have benefited from this grant, promising to make judicious use of them. Steve Lonai Mokolo completes the report.
Women Project, a federal government's project aimed at improving the livelihood of active Nigerian women from aged 18 and above, is focusing on building social capitals to sustain harmonious relationships in the communities through engagement of women in affinity groups to overcome their socio-economic challenges.
The project aims to help overcome the main institutional market failures, limiting women's socio-economic outcomes and access to markets.
This is the first one, as we progress for Abia. What we are celebrating today is an ongoing process.
Flagging off the grant disbursement to the beneficiaries, the Abia State Governor, who was represented by his deputy Ude Okochukwu, commended the critical stakeholders of this initiative and pledged state government's commitment towards the success of the project.
For us, we will support and buy in every program.
Nigeria for Women project, which started in 2018 in Abia State, has formed 2,227 women affinity groups from the 3 local government areas of Obingwa, Isalagwa North, and Ohafia. In Umuahia, Steve Lanai, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Enugu. Remember, you can follow this news live online on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, our Facebook page at NTA Network News, and our YouTube channel at NTA Live. We'll take another break here. Nationwide continues with Susan in Makudi after this commercial break.
The Nigerian aviation sector is rapidly growing with the construction of new international airport terminals in several regions of the country. The new Murtala Mohammed International Airport has an estimated passenger increase of 30 million annually and 15 million for Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Malam Aminu Kano International Airport is also expected to open new frontiers for the region with more travel capacity for the annual Hajj, while the new Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, avails more business opportunities connecting the industrial cities in the region to the world. These new terminals beat world-class standards with enabling infrastructure that aid air travel, tourism, and the eventual growth of the country's GDP.
Open up commerce and, of course, link us to international societies.
People from international community will come here to do business, and then that will bring in more revenue to the state.
Now, distances can be seamlessly covered as Nigeria keeps raising its bar to suit global infrastructure standards.
Candidates who are interested in gaining admission into NTA Television College Jos for the 2021-2022 two-year National Innovation Diploma Program are to apply for admission through the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM. The courses available for application include film and television production, broadcast journalism, and television engineering technology. Such candidates must have a minimum of 5 O-level credits in relevant subjects including English language and mathematics. For more information, please contact NTA Television College, Jos, or the marketing department of any NTA station nationwide. Registrar, Announcer.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Preview UK channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk, app for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
The Gunners continue their push for Champions League action as they face a tricky tie at Villa Park. This Saturday is Aston Villa versus Arsenal on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu, empowered by Integral.
The Benue State government says it is ready to support any initiative targeted at improving the overall well-being of residents of the state. The Deputy Governor, Benson Bonu, stated this when he received a delegation investigating alleged misappropriation of the drug revolving funds. Elias Itiab has more.
The drug revolving scheme adopted by African countries at the Bamako Accord is an initiative aimed at providing easy access to essential and commonly used drugs. Since its introduction in 1987, the scheme has over the years continued to suffer setbacks due to perceived misappropriation and sometimes outright embezzlements of the funds. The visit by the House Committee on Public Accounts to Benue State, according to its chairman, Mark Bila, is to investigate allegations of continued depletion of the funds as a result of fraudulent practices in tertiary health institutions in the state.
The allegation is that that fund has been depleted and in some instances does not exist because it has been utilized for other purposes apart from what it is meant to be used for, which will be an infraction which, if found to be true, people will have to be held liable for, because it is the Commonwealth of Nigerians that is supposed to be utilized to their benefit to make these drugs readily available.
The Deputy Governor Benson Abon, who received the delegation on behalf of the governor, decried the continued depletion of the funds and pledged the state government's readiness to support the committee to realize their mandate.
If the drug revolving scheme works well, we discover that the unnecessary pressure that is put on the backbone of the government will be reduced, if not released. And many lives will be saved.
The committee, which is touring states within the North Central Zone, has 2 days to carry out its assignment in Benue State. In Makudi, Elias, ATF, NT News.
Temperature rise, known as heat waves, according to health experts, is said to be deadly, posing serious health challenges to humans. To avoid being a victim of sunburn, meningitis, and other related ailments, experts urge people not to have direct contact with the sun, but stay hydrated to reduce the chances of contacting the disease. Correspondent Moses Ajao Ode has more on the ways of avoiding heat waves.
Like many other states within the North Central region, experiencing a rise in weather conditions in accordance with Nigerian Meteorological Agency's prediction that heat waves will be witnessed within these states with an average temperature of between 38 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius as against previous years. This year's experience, residents say, has brought with it several challenges to human existence.
Sometimes when it comes like this, we stay under the mango trees and any other trees around us in order to have some kind of ventilations.
We should be thinking about recreational centers intentionally, not just say drinking.
According to a professor of climatology, Bernard Tiobe, heat wave is a period of abnormally hot weather which exposes humans to various degrees of health challenges, hence the need to avoid direct exposure to sunlight.
This heat that is coming in is not used. The heat is usually used in evapotranspiration, and then what we call the turbulence diffusion. Within this season, or this month of March and April, we have damp condition, meaning that the airflow is very weak, and then the humidity is also very low.
A medical expert with the Benue State University, Makudi, Dr. Emmanuel F., while relaying some of the health implications related to heat wave, advised people to increase intake of fluids and fruits to stay hydrated.
The body tends to be dehydrated because there is a lot of evaporation, sweating, and an individual passes scanty, concentrated urine because the body tends to release aldosterone from the hypothalamus to conserve water.
He stressed that people with chronic health challenges should avoid direct and prolonged contact with scorching sun rays, as this is capable of worsening their conditions. In Makudi, Moses Ajao, NTA News.
That's it from Makudi. It's back to Hawa in Abuja for the continuation of NTA Nationwide.
Very well, Susan, and we sincerely apologize for the initial audio loss at the beginning of the Makudi contribution on Nationwide. Now, Nigeria has won the Excellence in Road Safety Management Award. Minister of Transportation Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, who received the award on behalf of the federal government, led the government's delegation to the maiden edition of the Kofi Annan Road Safety Award held in Accra, Ghana. The Transportation Minister, who is also an advisory board member of the United Nations Road Safety Trust Fund, said Nigeria is among countries that perform credibly well to ensure there's road safety, and that is why the country is deemed worthy of the award. The Ghanaian President, Nana Akufo-Addo, who presented the awards, described road accidents as a global pandemic and public health issue that must be addressed. He stressed the need for the award ceremony to be sustained to encourage governments on the continent to learn from global best practices. As part of efforts to address the infrastructure deficit in federal institutions across the country, the federal government has handed over 1.3-kilometer rehabilitated internal roads to the Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Aro, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, says the project constitutes one of the numerous ongoing projects embarked upon by the federal government to boost road accessibility. Lekon Agbonde completes the report.
Minister of Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola says the motive behind the rehabilitation of 1.3-kilometer internal road at the neuropsychiatric hospital is to bridge the infrastructure gap to support quality healthcare services in the hospital. The minister, who was represented by the Federal Controller of Works, Ogun State, Olasheni Bakari, while handling over the road, explained that the new road will improve movement within the hospital premises.
Successfully intervened in the internal road networks of 46 tertiary federal institutions and handed over 29 as at 2021. We now have another 17 ready to be handed over, while we are currently attending to 30 roads in similar institutions across the country.
The Provost and Medical Director, Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Aro Abeokuta, Dr. Paul Agbola, appreciated the federal government for the capital-intensive project, which he maintained will impact positively on the healthcare delivery.
This singular act has put smile in the faces of the staffs and the patients.
Like Oliver Twist, the Provost also appealed to the federal government to assist in rehabilitating other failed portions in the hospital. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
The successful implementation of the federal government's social investment initiative, the Homegrown School Feeding Program, has continued to gain wide acknowledgement from stakeholders in the education sector and beyond as a social protection instrument targeted at improving learning, school attendance and performance. Ojonugo Atta gives us a progress report on the initiative in Kogi State.
It is break time here at St. Luke's Model School, Lokoja. This is one out of the more than 1,818 primary schools that are beneficiaries of the ongoing federal government homegrown school feeding program in Kogi State.
I want to say thank you to President Buhari for giving us this food and Governor Yaya Bello.
I want to thank the Ministers of Humanitarian Affairs and the Governors of Kogi State.
Federal government has injected about over 400 million naira. In fact, with the current ongoing one, we are going to 700 million naira, if not over, in Kogi State.
The school feeding program is aimed at addressing the increasing numbers of out-of-school children by offering them one meal per day with improved nutritional content of their meals to enhance abilities for learning.
We are sincerely grateful to God and to thank His Excellency for introducing the school feeding program.
We are feeding all the children every month.
Citizens are of the view that a comprehensive monitoring and evaluation system be put in place for the program to provide an evidence-based framework for better program decisions. In Lokoja, Ojonugo Atta, NTA News.
Sports now, and Ayodeji Makinde is our guide.
Commonwealth Handball Association has expressed optimism that handball can still attract sponsorship if attention is shifted to quality research and talent discovery at primary school level. This was reviewed at an interactive session with sports journalists in Abuja, where the Secretary General of the association, Saidu Jibril, also disclosed Nigeria's readiness to commence beach handball.
Handball is just a ball and a vest and possibly a footwear. If you can encourage these children with this, the parents will not hesitate to release them. If you have a bit strength, please try to make one or two. Provide them with little scholarship. By the time you start this, the children will start. And by the time you start encouraging one, two, others will start rushing in themselves. And before you realize it, you have a bunch of players who cannot even control.
In football, Spanish giants FC Barcelona continue their resurgence under manager Xavi Hernandez when they take on Galatasaray in the second leg round of 16 of the UEFA Europa League after the first leg ended goalless at the Nou Camp. In other fixtures, Bayer Leverkusen entertain Atalanta and West Ham United play Sevilla. As the military operations by Russia continues in Ukraine, former world number 13 tennis player Alexander Dolgopolov wants players from Russia banned from international tournaments. The 33-year-old Ukrainian describes the decision to to allow Russian world #1 tennis player Daniil Medvedev to continue playing as neutral without the flag, as soft without making the needed impact. With sports updates, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari commiserates with the Obasi family, the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Nigerian Guild of Editors and Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria over the sad loss of the publisher of the hallmark newspapers, Prince Emeka Obasi. President Buhari affirms that the veteran journalist and former Commissioner of Information in Abia State lived a patriotic life and contributed to the growth of the nation. His concern for citizens' welfare and legacies like the Public Policy Research and Analysis Center, which organizes the annual Zik Prize and Leadership Awards, are also notable. And that's Nationwide today. We thank you for watching. But just before we go, remember, you can actually be a star if you partner with us here at the NTA to fight against rape and rapists. Thanks for watching. Good evening.